All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome on to our, or at least to today's KiwiTech Online Demo Day. My name's Emma Warden. I'm a senior business analyst for KiwiTech, and I'll be helping to moderate for today. Today's Demo Day is going to include 6 of our strongest founding partners from around the US and a variety of different industries. For those of you who aren't familiar, today's Online Demo Day is actually an extension of our longstanding in-person Demo Day series that we launched in 2017 with the goal of introducing some of our strongest founding partners to our network of investors. That's everyone that we have in here, all around the country and across the world. To date, we've hosted demo days in over 15 cities throughout the United States, as well as 2 international locations in Toronto and Qatar, as long as the now long-standing series of online demo days as well. So for today's online demo day, I'm joined by my colleague, Donna Lazarescu. The 2 of us will serve as moderators for today's event to ensure everything runs smoothly. So over to you, Donna.
Thank you so much, Emma. So we have 6 presentations today with opportunities for the investors present to ask questions. Each of our founders will have 5 minutes to pitch, and there will be an audible ring when there's 1 minute left in the presentation, and then another at full time. And investors may reach out to us during the presentation via direct message to moderator in the Zoom chat feature below, or you can also use the Q&A section and send over your questions there. At the end of each presentation, we will share a poll for you to rank that presentation that you just saw. And we do request our investors to please complete the online feedback form. It's a link that will be shared with everyone in the Zoom chat below during the event. And those feedback forms, they not only give you an opportunity to provide feedback and request one-on-one introductions with our presenters, but also a way for you to let us know how to improve these online events in the future. Back to you, Emma.
Awesome. Thanks, Sana. So as I mentioned, today we're lucky to be joined by 6 of our strongest partnering founders from across the US. In order of their presentations, they are going to be, I'll go ahead and do intros if you don't mind, but we'll go and have them be Ramsey Hassan, CEO and co-founder of SparkFry out of New Milford, New Jersey. Shauna Holland, founder of Third Degree out of Hickson Tech, Tennessee. Patrick Brown, COO of Rainlist out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Connor Samaritan, CEO of Style out of San Francisco, California. Brian Griffol, founder of Vire out of New York. And Douglas Hines, president of Perfect Coaches out of Washington, D.C. So with that, I'd like to go ahead and kick things off by introducing things to KiwiTech co-founder and CIO Neil Gupta, just to give everyone a bit of an overview of KiwiTech.
Thanks, Donna and Emma. This is Neil Gupta here, Chief Investment Officer and co-founder of KiwiTech. I'm just going to give a quick infomercial on KiwiTech, and before we start with this exciting presentations from these great entrepreneurs. So we are really a ecosystem, a differentiated ecosystem of technology startups, coast to coast, and some internationally. We have over 250 portfolio companies, approaching 300 pretty soon in our portfolio where we have equity. We've held probably well over 200 investor events, could be closer to 250. We have a huge outreach program. We reached out to 40,000 startups last year to really invest and work with 109 of them. We have a good investor network who has co-invested in many of our companies. So we've driven significant capital to these startups, and a lot of these investors also become mentors to our entrepreneurs. A little bit how we got here. We're from the technology services arena. My co-founders and I scaled a previous technology services business to 5,000 people, which we ultimately sold. And after that, we started investing in startups. We raised actually a couple of funds as well. And along the way, we found there's a common theme that every entrepreneur needed to develop good technology because they were technology startups. And they were outsourcing a good portion of that in their early stages. So we started developing technology for them to help them with that, and develop this model where we take equity for part of the technology development. And that has really caught fire over the last, I would say, 5 years or so. And then we add value in other ways to these entrepreneurs with our demo days. As Emma and Donna mentioned, we also have workshops, and those are really, we just had one think it was yesterday, where we had Deloitte and some really very good speakers on digital marketing. And that's just adding value to our entrepreneurs. And in fact, other startups and entrepreneurs are welcome to join the workshops as well. And we also have VC panels. That's something new that we started just last month. We have one coming up again on the 24th of this month. And that's another exciting way for VCs to connect with their portfolio and our not just our portfolio, and actually other startups also to connect with VCs. We are planning to scale this model to 1,000 companies over the next few years. So a little about our events. Our events have really scaled up quarter on quarter, the last few quarters. And now we're probably doing about 25 events this quarter, and it continues to scale, especially with online format. I think I just talked about the event, so we can move on. This is a little bit about our deal flow again. As I said, we have a huge outreach program. Out of the 40,000 companies that we reached out to last year, we had meetings with 5,000 and reviewed 2,000 deals and selected 109 companies. So really, we feel these are the best of breed in their industries and really the most talented entrepreneurs out there, because they come from such a large pool that we look at. So those are the pillars of our ecosystem: technology development, driving capital, mentoring, and go-to-market support. And all of these additional value adds are at no cost to the startup ecosystem and entrepreneurs. And we welcome investors and other startups to join. So well, thanks to all the investors and the presenters today. And I'll get let the moderators start the show. Thank you. Bye.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Neil. Without further ado, we'll turn things over to our startups to begin the presentations. First up, I'd like to introduce Ramzi Hassan, CEO and co-founder of Spark.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thanks so much, everyone, for your time today. I'm really excited to introduce you to Sparkify. And today, you have traditional coaching, which can be effective to help people to transform, but there's a downside of high cost where they often exceed more than $200 per session. Many people also use mindfulness apps. These are great, except you have to self-direct through the programs that have been developed. They're not personalized to you, and as a result are less effective at times. And this is where Sparkify comes in. We fill a gap between the two, where we offer on-demand, personalized life coaching. And this drives rapid results that allows you to do this from your phone, from anywhere. Mental suffering is on the rise, especially with single parents who suffer mentally due to inadequate self-care and weak social support systems. And the worst part is most end up doing nothing about it. And that's mainly because the current avenues are missing the mark. Coaches are seen as a luxury that most can't afford, and mindfulness apps lack this individualized guidance. And that's why we have a low affordability to impact ratio in this industry. At the core of why parents and many others are suffering is a deficiency in one or more of these key foundational areas of awareness, gratitude, and love. And our solution is focused on continuously strengthening these core areas to deliver measurable impact. To strengthen these core areas, our members go on a personalized journey of learning, reflection, and transformation that's filled with insights. While gaining these insights, our members develop an ability to self-discover and reflect on specific ways to improve their life with the aid of a certified coach. And through this, they're met with daily reinforcements where they build new habits to strengthen their core foundation. We're focusing on single parents initially because this is a growth market that lacks specialized solutions around personal growth. And as mentioned previously, the current solutions are missing the mark because this target market demands measurable results within a reasonable time and cost. Overall, the personal development market is at $10 billion, and we've defined our serviceable obtainable market at $1.6 billion. And what differentiates Sparkify from life coaches, mindfulness apps, and remote therapy solutions is that we have a curriculum-based learning approach that's personalized to fit each member's current needs. And this enables us to deliver on-demand transformation and to ensure that long-term habits are formed by reinforcing success daily. And as you can see, our competitors in the mindfulness app space, such as Headspace and Calm, they miss the mark on personalization and impact, while remote therapy solutions, such as Talkspace, offer personalization, but they are also cost prohibitive despite failing to deliver rapid impact. We developed a scalable and secure platform that caters to members who are guided on a journey of transformation, coaches who receive and respond to coaching requests via our app, and administrators who ensure consistent, high-quality interactions. Our business model is designed to have members prepay for 3 coaching sessions initially. And based on our go-to-market strategy, we plan to have 45,000 active members in year 3 and are projecting 14 million in revenue at 20% net income after operating costs and coaching fees. Our plan to achieve these milestones is 3-pronged. We're focused on events such as mindfulness meetups and workshops that tailored to personal development. We're also looking to establish partnerships with coaching trainers to continue to scale up coaches that use Sparkify, as well as with health studios and communities that target single parents. And finally, we're focusing on targeted advertising, including social media and digital. Our 3-year financial projections are based on achieving member milestones of 4,000 active members in our first year and scaling up to 45,000 members to drive 14.4 million and 2.9 million in net income in year 3. We've developed great traction to date in a short time since we've launched our MVP earlier this year. On the coaching side, we have an MVP curriculum and established our lead coach and coaching trainer to drive consistent delivery and impact to our members. Our MVP is fully built and functional and is live and now available, and this includes the member app, the coach app, and the admin website. We're also post-revenue, and while we still are early stage, our conversion rate to paying customers is at 32%, and our average revenue per paying user is $100. We have a great team of people who are really passionate about personal development with domain expertise of over 30 combined years across coaching and personal development. And in addition to our core team, we have an amazing partnership with KiwiTech focused on continued technology development. We are seeking investors to join our team and are looking to raise $1 million to focus on continued growth, technology, and operations. I appreciate your time and look forward to any of your questions.
All right, thank you so much. That was fantastic. Perfect. We have a first question here for you. How are your coaches vetted?
So we have a training curriculum for our coaches. Keep in mind, our approach towards coaching is different than traditional coaching since we are looking to provide real results in a very compact time frame. And so part of our vetting process involves ensuring that coaches are aware of the process and have experience in delivering this process to our members. And part of where we've gained traction also is that we have a lead coach who trains coaches. And so this is tremendous for us because we have a great pipeline of coaches that are available that we can tap into and really can select the best coaches that are going to fit our platform as well.
Fantastic. And what is your revenue year to date and your cash burn rate?
Yeah, our revenue to date is $800. We've recently started, and so it's still we're still in a growth phase. And I'm sorry, the second part of your question, Donna.
Your cash burn rate.
Okay. Yeah. So we are running at a fairly lean initially. I mean, our expenses are still quite lean. We do have a model that bases the cost per session on paying coaches and our operating costs as well. So while our revenue is low today, we are maintaining a cash flow that's positive as well.
Great. And a follow-up question to that is, how much do your coaches earn per session?
So currently, we pay our coaches $10 per session, but they are also investing a small amount of time compared to what a coach would typically spend when they sit down with a traditional client for an hour plus per session. Also, Our platform allows coaches to do this from anywhere. And so there's a real incentive for coaches to want to do this where they typically have time that's very structured and booked. Our platform allows them to take on sessions in between and at odd times of the day.
Got it. Okay. And the last question here, where do you recruit your coaches?
So we have a coaching trainer that's part of our team. And so part of our exposure is through that coaching trainer. We're also at an early stage. Our goal is to scale up coaches as we scale up members to make sure that we have, you know, the right balance of coaches that can handle the number of members on our platform. And so so we haven't really had any issues so far in terms of recruiting coaches, but we definitely have plans to expand our avenues in terms of where we find them.
All right, great, good stuff, excellent. Thank you so much, Ramsey. I appreciate you presenting today. And just as a reminder to all of our investors, any unanswered question, we'll definitely get those questions answered later after the event.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we'll have a quick feedback form after every presenter. If you can please fill that out, and you can request introductions on those forms as well. You'll also be seeing a poll on the screen. And then after we finish that up, I'd like to hand it back to Emma for the next presenter.
All right, we still have that poll up just for the next few seconds to get those ratings in. That really helps all of our presenters. We'll have one of those up after each presenter. But for now, we're going to move right on over to our next presentation. This is going to be by Shauna Holland, who's the founder of Third Degree. So Shauna, give us a shout when you've joined us.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shauna Holland, and with me is my husband, Tony Holland, and together we are Third Degree, turning awkward dates into meaningful conversations. So let's be real, who hasn't been on an awkward date? I personally got stuck on a date with a guy where the conversation was starting to fade. So he decides to show me pictures on his phone of his 200 pairs of cowboy boots and insisted on telling me how much each pair cost. That's just one example of many bad dates I've had. Then I went on a date with Tony where conversation was easy and we found ourselves learning a lot about each other. We actually met through Tinder, and every date since then, we get lost in conversation. We want to help others experience that same connection. In the modern dating world, technology has made it easy for us to find and meet people, but that's only half the battle, right? So we go on a date, and what happens? The date didn't go as well as we had hoped. In fact, 50% of relationships formed on dating apps don't make it past 1 to 2 dates. With COVID-19, physical distancing, being isolated, it has shown us that in times of uncertainty, people are seeking meaningful connections more so than ever. They're more open to the idea of cultivating relationships online, but the problem is people don't know how to make that connection. So how do you engage in meaningful conversation on your first date to see if you connect? That's where Third Degree comes in. It's a conversation building app that takes honesty and vulnerability to create high quality conversations. It encourages face-to-face communication by two people getting to ask each other the questions we all want to know. Through game-like quizzes, you'll find out fun, interesting tidbits about your date that may lead to insightful conversations. So Third Degree acts as a natural screening process to find out who you're most compatible with. We are based in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we surveyed men and women ages 20 to 52, and 71% said they would use an app like Third Degree to get to know their date better. Okay, so here's the app. Now remember, it is played in person on an actual date. So you sign in, send the invite to your date, choose a category, and start a quiz. Now there's 14 random questions to a quiz. The catch here is that you grade your date's answer based on their effort to answer the question. And you can see that in screenshot 3. Now, whoever has the most points in the end is the winner, who then has the choice to schedule a date, or the couple can play another quiz. Now, the other competition has a limited amount of questions, or is simply copy and paste questions. What makes Third Degree unique is that it has multiple categories, hundreds of questions. It provides the platform to get to know your date. It helps control the conversation, and it adds the gaming aspect to encourage people to open up in order to win. So market size, let's take Tinder. It was the highest grossing non-gaming app of 2019, bringing in a whopping $1.2 billion. Netflix Mobile was second. Pre-COVID-19, the dating app revenues was expected to grow by 25% or $12 billion. But since COVID-19, singles are connecting at twice the rate they were before. Now, as you can see, over the last 4 years, dating app revenue has grown even more so since the start of COVID-19, as 42% of Americans have downloaded a dating app. So approximately 79 million people are using dating apps are between the ages of 24 and 45, and that's going to be our target audience. 49% of Tennessee's population is single, and we hope to capture 45% of those. Growth and strategy, July, we'll be launching and focus on digital marketing. By October, we'll have applied user feedback. December, we'll monetize the app. And in March, we'll begin a new wave of marketing. So you have over 130 million of Americans using dating apps, and the average user spends $58 a year on these. Dating apps generate revenue through advertising, in-app purchases, and subscriptions. We will follow that same model. So why invest? It's inclusive for everyone since it isn't culture specific, and it defies all socioeconomic statuses. The common theme is your phone. Third Degree will use that codependency that people have with their phones as its platform to help people connect. Then there's the need. People are wanting meaningful relationships. Even when people delete dating apps, they will still use Third Degree to get to know their partner. And the best part, there's virtually nothing else like it in the marketplace. Here are our successes to date. We have filed for trademark of our logo and name. We've secured previous investors. And again, we're launching in July. Our raise is $500,000 on a runway of 15 months with a convertible note, 5% interest, 30% discount at a $5 million in valuation. And thank you guys for having us. We are Third Degree.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Shauna. So I just want to remind our investors that we have the Q&A section where you can send in questions. Oh, and my video doesn't work. All right, there we go. So we do have a question. How has COVID affected your business?
It has actually helped more. All the dating apps have proven to have a spike. And so we believe that COVID is actually going to help us because people have had to change how they form relationships. They can't do it in person, so they have to do it online. They have to enjoy that slow burn of getting to know someone over phone, text, and video.
Absolutely. Okay, just waiting for more questions. No questions? Okay. How do you separate yourself from all the other dating apps?
Well, the other dating apps are more of getting to know each other, of more getting that first meeting each other. So we're not really a dating app as per se. After they connect on a dating app, they're able to then get to know each other. So, you know, on a dating app, you swipe, you see who you like, and then you start a conversation through text or email. But then it's that first date of getting to meet somebody face to face of what do I do now? I can't hide behind my phone. My body language is important. How do I make that connection? And so what Third Degree allows you to do is they allow you to hold your phone, which is many people's, security blanket, and then ask the questions we all want to know without having to trying to fit it into a conversation. So it's the app, you open the app, you start the questioning, and you start to make that connection. The goal here is to not really finish a quiz, but have a deep, meaningful conversation based off each other's answers.
Got it. Thank you. And what incentives does someone have to want to win the quiz game when on a date?
Well, if you win, the winner will show that congratulations, you won. You got the most points. And then they'll have the option to start to schedule a date. And if they hit the scheduled date, then it goes directly into their Google Calendar, whatever calendar they use, and they can pick the place, the time, the location. Now, if you win, that means you're the one who is most open, most vulnerable. So it then allows you to choose not to go on that second date. You have to it gives you an out for that obligatory date. The date you feel obligated to say yes to, because obviously maybe the other person just
Wasn't feeling it.
you weren't making that connection. So you win, you have the choice now to say, yeah, let's go on another date or start another quiz. The power's in your hand because you were the one who is most open to share your vulnerability and what you like.
Absolutely. Thank you. Now, what is your expected cost of acquisition to get a user?
Okay, so you can, it's free to download and use up to 3 categories, and then to access different tiers of your relationship. So the first tier is just getting started. The second tier is I like where this is going. And the third tier is in it for the long haul. There's different categories under those tiers. To access those other categories, they can either sign up for a subscription, and then they can also pay to access certain features. Now, to save your quiz, let's say that it's going so great, you want to continue the quiz on your second date, you can pay to save, about 99 cents for one save.
I think the question was, what is your expected cost to acquire a user? Cost
Well,
per acquisition.
Yeah, so our majority cost to gain these users, I mean, we're going to hit digital marketing, and to get out there. Our marketing company we launch in July, right? So our goal is to really saturate the market with digital marketing, just to get the word out. And then as people load on, can join the app for free. So we really don't have a cost per user as of yet to how much it's costing to get each user to even subscribe or what it takes to get them to subscribe yet.
Thank
I hope
you.
that answers.
Absolutely. And you did actually go over the pricing model, so that's good. What does your marketing strategy look like? A little bit more detail on that, if you could.
Well, as we said, we're really going to saturate the digital marketing.
Social media.
Social media. Before COVID started, things we had talked about doing were really go to a lot of events, concerts, different things. In Chattanooga, they have this huge
Music festivals. It's a way to reach multiple people from all different states at one time, so they can take it back and plant the seed in their home state.
But now with COVID, everything is more distant. So we're really going to focus on the digital marketing side through social media and different avenues that way. And then getting into, you can advertisements through Hulu, different things like that, where people are at home watching, specifically maybe on dates or different avenues that we can use to, people can also use this app through Zoom, different things like that. So while they're getting to know each other, you can actually maintain a distance while having this face-to-face conversation through a video and maintain their degree app.
Great. Thank you so much. We do have some other questions that have not been answered, but we'll go ahead and we'll take care of them later. Thank you so much for presenting today.
Thank you.
And of course. And just as a reminder, there will be a feedback form and a poll. And I'm going to go ahead and hand it back to Emma for the next presenter.
All right, thank you so much, guys. So breezing right through, we've got the poll up now for you guys. Coming up next, we're going to have Patrick Brown, who's the CEO of Rainless, coming to us out of Raleigh. So while he gets set up with the mic and everything like here on the screen share, feel free to fill out that poll and we'll get rolling just as soon as he's on.
Am I good to go ahead and get going?
All to you.
All right, well, thank you guys for your time this afternoon. My name is Patrick Brown and I'm a co-founder of Rainless, which is the only one-stop shop for all things real estate. The biggest opportunity facing Rainless right now is being the first platform in the market space that is actually offering all things related to real estate. What's unique about our platform is that when you dive into each of the functionality channels, you're gonna find unique solutions for both consumers and professionals. Rainless is entering a ginormous market size for potential for subscribing professionals. As we are offering a lot of channels within our platform, our reach will be the largest within the real estate market space online today. What's very foundational with Rainless is it starts with the consumer frustration. And I've fallen victim to this myself, as many of my friends and family members. And in this example, it starts with the home search. Once I found something that I'm potentially interested in, I'm often met with something that looks like in the middle picture, where I'm required to put in my name, my phone number, my email address. And upon submission, I think that I'm getting in contact with the listing agent or the responsible party for that information. What's actually happening on the back end is that information is being captured and sold over and over again, where that consumer is constantly being solicited by a multitude of agents, and the listing agent's nowhere to be found. So this is leaving the consumer frustrated, kind of annoyed, and kind of pissed off because they can't get in touch with who they want to get in touch with. The solution offered on Rainlist for consumers, for the first time, they're going to be able to search in peace, and having that peace of mind where they can search, save, directly message, request to book an appointment, all with knowing that that is going directly to the listing agent. And so why this is significant is because in order to do this, they haven't sacrificed their information to do this. The only thing that's going to the listing agent will be the first name and the first letter of the last name of the consumer. When we talk about real estate agents, we often think that they do everything, which some of them do. However, a lot of agents specialize in one or the other. So that example we ran through with the consumer, on the opposite end of the spectrum is the buyer's agent. And so they're paying a lot of money per month to get that poor quality lead where the consumers have not really given consent and they have not agreed to speak with them. So while the consumer's frustrated, the buyer's agent is equally as frustrated because they're spending a lot of money per month to do this for a low quality lead. Listing agents, however, have been frustrated for a long time because they've had to watch other agents compete for business over information that belongs to them. If a consumer on our platform wants to be reached out to by a professional, they can do so without being solicited. And we're giving them a step up because they're allowing a professional to know exactly what they're looking for, and it's free for them to do this. That information would then go to the appropriate portal for the professional where they can evaluate, hey, is this worth purchasing? And if they decide that it is, the information from the consumer is then revealed, and then they can start the communication process. And keep in mind, in this scenario, consumers want to be contacted. For listing agents, it's incredibly straightforward and it's long overdue, where listing agents are gonna own all of the traction that's generated from their properties. And so what I mean by that is, as a consumer, if I wanna reach this listing agent and send them a direct message, like in the bottom picture, it's only going to the listing agent. It's not going to anybody else. And this is huge, and we're getting significant feedback from our beta test in the market on this right now. Why is this important? Real estate is everywhere, whether you're buying a home, selling a home, or anything, maintaining your home, going on a vacation rental. And for the first time in this market space, consumers are going to have the control that they deserve, while simultaneously not sacrificing any of these professionals losing business. They're actually going to be gaining business. When we look at other competitors in the market space, a lot of these other platforms are designed just to capture the information. We've seen that, and we just walked through that. There's no B2C platforms that really, at their core, is designed to connect these consumers and professionals in a transparent way. And iBuyers are currently holding off purchasing inventory due to COVID-19. Our business model is straightforward, it's sustainable. We're offering upgraded subscription services to 6 different user types across professionals, while also offering those six different user types the ability to purchase requests within their portals. In August of this year, we're gonna have a full functioning website and we're gonna have a full functioning apps. We intend to expand our launch to the full state of North Carolina, where we can really test our proof of concept and gain significant traction before expanding to the Southeast. We're already gaining traction on our social media platforms, but most importantly, in our beta market, we already have 421 real estate professionals expressing their interest and really chomping at the bit for when we go live so they can start using it. We're currently seeking $500,000, where the majority of that's going to be spent on our marketing. We have everything down to a T on our marketing. We know where every cent is going to be spent, and we would love to talk with anybody interested on where it's going and what channels we're deciding to use. A quick overlook at where that money is going to be spent, but what is most important is where we're projecting our acquisition costs to be. For subscribing professional, we're anticipating about a little over $17 for an acquisition cost and much less for a consumer to get on the platform. What this translates to, at the end of our North Carolina beta test, we're anticipating $122,000 in monthly revenue. And when you look at the market share for these revenue channels, they're incredibly conservative as relative to how many professionals are in North Carolina. Rainless is bringing you over 40 years of real estate experience. And what's unique about Rainless is that we have an internal tech team, as well as the fantastic partnership within KiwiTech. So we have multiple eyes on the project, making sure that our metric gets hit. And we're excited to field any questions that you guys have. Thank you.
To kick off the Q&A section, we have some questions here. How much does it cost to post a listing or a profile?
Yeah, so it's completely free for any professional to post their profile or post their listings. However, if they want those unique features where they can interact, that's where they're going to be offered an upgrade. And if they want to get into the request part of the platform across all of our channels, that's where they would need a subscription as well. And those subscriptions are low cost. So for real estate agent, it's $20 a month. It's the cost of lunch, where most agents are paying hundreds of dollars a month for other servers.
Got it. Okay. And as we wait for more questions to trickle into the Q&A, okay. And do you have any examples of new commission opportunities for agents?
Yeah, so for real estate agents, they're currently confined to their local boards of realtors. And within our platform, there's a lot of agents that are not coined realtors, and they don't have like a national platform where they can utilize and actually do business within their entire state. And so what Rainless is offering is that, especially in our market, Raleigh is one of the hottest markets in the country right now for real estate. If they want to take a client to the beach for potential second home property, on our platform, they can do that. Realtors actually can't do that process right now. And so that's just one example of where we're expanding the commission opportunities.
Okay, great. Thank you. And how does private messaging work? How does the communication work on the platform?
Yeah, so the communication on the platform is really unique. It's all organic. There's no, robots that are, interacting with each other. It's if I, as a consumer, am trying to reach a professional, it's going straight to that professional where they're receiving a push notification on the app, and they can respond appropriately.
Okay. And last question, how has COVID affected your business?
So, COVID across the nation has done a lot of things with the real estate market. However, the market where we're launching has grown exponentially, and a lot of new home buyers are hitting the market. So it hasn't really affected us in our beta market at all. And a lot of people are home actually, and they're doing a lot of home projects. So a different part of the platform for professionals, that's a lot of movement right now because people are needing help with things inside their house or do-it-yourself projects and things like that.
All right, excellent. And thank you so much, Patrick. Thank you for presenting today.
Thank you.
And before we move on to the next presenters today, I'd like to bring your attention to our upcoming events. Of course, there is a poll on the screen and a feedback form if you can please fill those out for us. And then I'll hand it back to Emma.
All right, thank you so much. So coming up next, as soon as we get this poll out of the way, we're gonna have Connor Samaritan coming in. He's the CEO of Style, coming to us from sunny South California. All right, over to you, Connor, whenever you're ready.
Great. We've just got to figure out a way to be relevant. We don't sell things people need. We sell things people want. That's a pretty jarring statement as to how Nordstrom plans to stay in business. Beyond COVID-19's impact, in-store retail traffic was already on a steady decline. And this is leaving retailers with fewer opportunities to collect and analyze consumer data. So with more people shopping online, retailers stay competitive by offering free return shipping. But these returns are estimated to cost the US apparel industry $550 billion this year alone. How? Well, 40% of all apparel purchases are returned, and this costs retailers an average of $15 per returned item. And we also can't ignore the environmental impact that 5 billion pounds of clothing returns end up in landfills each year. So let's take a look at our opportunity to impact change. Of the 230 million digital shoppers, 67% have already downloaded a retailer's app. So we already know that 7 out of 10 people are willing to download an app to help them shop for clothes. If you're like me, you already receive numerous emails a day, especially during this COVID period, from retailers with clothing items that they want you to buy. And if I don't have your full attention by now, what if I told you that if we can reduce the cost of returns by 1%, we'll save the retail industry $5.5 billion a year. The solution is to help everyone dress confidently together. Style is a consumer-centered clothing management platform designed to deliver what consumers need and monetize what retailers and brands want. Style enables people to ask for outfit advice about an item they may buy or wear and receive feedback from retail stylists in a community of their peers. For retailers, Style's white label technology seamlessly embeds into their current app through an SDK module. Today, I'm going to share with you how Style reduces apparel returns, identifies clothing items that consumers need, and integrates into people's lifestyles. For the first time, we have a technology that's going to allow retailers to get a better understanding of their customers when they're not shopping. While everyone else is trying to figure out what to do with the item after it's been returned, Style addresses the problem before the items are purchased, because confident purchases result in fewer returns. Now, I'd like you to please picture your closet at home. We only wear 20% of the clothes in our closet because we love the way they look and we're confident wearing them. That means that 8 out of 10 times clothes are purchased, there's indecision. Style will now give retailers the ability to positively impact that moment of indecision 80% of the time consumers shop. What do you think a retailer would pay to know what clothes are currently in consumers' closets? Style takes retailers into people's homes and reveals the clothes they already own and wear, and more importantly, their peer perceptions of what they own and wear. We call this new insight perceived clothing value. And what it does is it enables retailers to accurately target consumers with their immediate clothing needs by placing a value to each clothing item based on their peers' perceptions of that item. Because Style allows retailers to create and monetize better methods of consumer data, and retailers happily justify the cost of our service with 15 times ROA from just the reduced return costs, we already have a built-in marketing partner as retailers are happy to market the Style service to their current customers. Style's consumer version is available in the App Store and Google Play and is growing organically. My co-founders and I have bootstrapped Style, which means that we've saved our investment partners hundreds of thousands of dollars in design, development, and testing fees. Beyond the immense value of the peer perception data that we're collecting, retailers will pay a one-time $10,000 installation fee for the iOS and Android app integration and a $5,000 monthly licensing technology fee. We're now seeking $650,000 to complete the technology development of the SDK module that can be dropped into existing retailers' mobile apps. We're looking to refine our coexisting platforms in the App Store and Google Play, and within the next 6 months, close 5 to 10 retail accounts. My co-founders and I have successful careers in experiential marketing, sales and technology, as well as previous success in venture-backed technology. And because of our past success in networks, we've been able to build a diverse and talented advisory board with deep relationships in retail, styling, technology, and the entertainment business. And I thank you for your attention and time today. Tomorrow you're going to wake up and you'll read another news headline about the retail industry. And that's fine. We'll be fine-tuning our industry-changing technology tomorrow. And we hope that we can take that next step with you. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Connor. And now for the Q&A section. Fantastic. We can see you. All right. And just as a reminder to our investors, we do have a Q&A section where you can send over questions. Now, how has COVID affected your business?
On a day-to-day basis, it hasn't affected what we're doing on the back end. What it has done has started several new conversations with us over the last month with retail partners, as well as certain technology platforms, where they realize themselves, the founders of these platforms, that people are already engaging in these types of questions on their platforms where they're seeking outfit advice, but they're unable to properly deliver it there. So for us, it's been incredibly exciting to see that, unfortunately, due to a pandemic, our technology is in the right place and at the right time to where we enable people to get outfit advice they need well at a distance from one another. So for us, it's made a positive impact for everything we're doing.
Okay, thank you. How is the perceived value of the consumer's clothes captured? Is it manually entered by the consumer?
It's not entered by the consumer. So anytime somebody, one of our users, makes an ask is our terminology for making a post. Whenever I need to get outfit advice, I take an image, upload my question, and then post that to the community, and we label that an ask. So when everybody else in the community sees an ask in their feed, they supply advice. So that can be as simple as saying yes or no, or going more in depth by leaving a detailed comment. And on our backend platform, we already collect all of the demographic and psychographic information about our users. So we know everything about the user that's posting that, as well as all of the information coming in. We know all the demographics on the users that are giving the advice. And that's how we collect all of that data.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Connor. Any unanswered questions, we'll definitely send those over to you to get them answered for the investors later. Thank you. All right, back to Emma.
All right, thank you so much, guys. So coming up next, we're gonna have Brian Griffol, who's the founder of Vyre, presenting for us. While he gets set up on the screen share and everything, feel free to answer that poll that we have up for the last presentation as well.
I'm doing good. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you now. You are good to go.
All right, great. Thanks for everyone for listening. Hope everyone's doing okay and staying safe. My name is Brian Griffol. I'm the founder of Vyre. We are a social media enhancement app that enables social media users with any number of followers to monetize their social media accounts while allowing companies big or small to create impactful social media campaigns. For some reason, there we go. So what's the current problem? Well, currently the ability to make money from social media is reserved for the 13% of users who have over 1,000 followers or more. So what about the other 87%? These are everyday folks willingly posting brands and products to their accounts while receiving no compensation, because alone, these users don't have a big enough voice to attract companies looking to spread their message. And speaking of companies, they are faced with their own set of challenges. How could they get their message across to the masses without having their ads ignored or without taking on the massive cost of paying a celebrity for a single post with little return? Fortunately, the algorithm and platform we've created solves both problems. And here's how it works. So let's take Judy. She's an avid gym goer, and she's always posting workout routines and regimens while wearing her Nike gear. After downloading the Vyre app, she selects the category she's interested in, one of them being fitness. There, she discovers that Nike is giving away a $100 gift card to the gym post that gets the most likes over the next 7 days. Judy submits her usual type of photo through Vyre, which automatically posts to her Facebook, Twitter feeds, just like she normally would. At the end of the week, she's notified that she won, and the $100 gift card has been placed in her Vyre wallet for use at the Nike online or retail stores, all for literally doing what she does anyway. So now how does this work for a brand or company? Well, let's take Scott. He owns a health spa. He's been trying to spread the word about his spa's goods and services. He joins Vyre and begins setting up his first campaign, targeting his demographic and geographic regions with ease. He sets the gift card or the services he's giving away and the duration of the contest. Within minutes, he launches his first campaign. Vyre notifies our users within his demographic of the new contest, and they begin to create their posts, just like Judy did to try to win the prize package. Scott's salon is now embedded into the countless social media feeds of the participants. At the contest conclusion, he gains a new customer along with expanding his outreach to countless others for pennies on the dollar compared to his traditional marketing spends. More reach, increased engagement, less spend. Now, we know there are competitors out there offering contests or ways to make money online, but there's no one offering to monetize without changing a user's social media habits. And there are also companies looking to link social media influencers with advertisers, but none are targeting the 87% of the market who are just average content creators. Merging ease of use while targeting everyday person is Vyre's value proposition. So Vyre is free for users, but that sounds great, but how do we monetize? Well, initially we have 3 streams of revenue. We have subscription revenues, which is basically for companies to utilize our service. We have CPM, video, or display advertising within the contest descriptions. And we also have cost per click opportunities where companies would pay Vyre every time a user clicks on one of their links from their contest description, driving traffic to the website or online store. So a couple of financial projections, even utilizing revenue models of social media startups at a much more conservative rate. When combined with our subscription revenue projections, we will be cash positive within 1 year. And with the introduction of an affiliate marketing program to our advertising partner in year 3, we will drastically increase our revenue. And we have a full due diligence package we can provide with a pro forma schedule to back this up. So today we are seeking 1.5 million, which gives us an 18 to 24 month runway. However, in the short term, if somebody has an appetite for what we're doing and would like to lead a round or provide a seed round for 150,000, that would help us achieve tangible milestones and get us to revenue. So if someone wants to lead the round or initiate the seed round, we are open to that. And in the interest of saving time, I could share these milestones. We can discuss these offline. As far as our timeline, thanks to our partnership with KiwiTech, we look to be fully launched on the App Store by mid Q3 of this year. With our aggressive App Store optimization, PR, and social outreach strategies, we look to be at 500,000 downloads and 1,000 brands using Vyre by year's end. Again, my name is Brian Griffel. I'm the founder of Vyre. We've assembled a great team with complementary skill sets covering all areas of digital marketing, from sales to mobile app user experience, and we are more than confident to see this vision through. And just what is that vision? Well, Uber is the largest taxi cab company in the world, and they don't own a single car. Airbnb has the largest number of hotel accommodations in the world, and they don't own a single property. Vyre will be the world's biggest product advertiser without owning a single product, because the question of how can I make money doing what I love to do finally has an answer, and the answer is Vyre. Thank you everyone for your time. I appreciate it, and I can take any questions you might have.
All right, thank you so much, Brian. We do have a question that just came in. Let's go ahead and wait for that video first. All right, perfect. You mentioned initiating a seed round with obtainable milestones. Can you touch upon these milestones?
Yeah, sure. So the $150,000 that we're looking for would be utilized in 3 phases. The first would be to launch the app on the App Store. We currently have a working prototype, and we just started the development phase. So the first 50,000 in the door would get us to launch. The second 50 would be used to promote the launch through aggressive PR and App Store optimization strategies. Our projections for these strategies put us around 500,000 downloads by the year end. And the remaining 50K would be used to self-host the contest, which would keep Vyre full of contests for all of our new users to compete in. Obviously, our B2B campaigns would commence before launch, but this would ensure at least 6 months of contests once the app is launched.
All right, perfect. And what is your monetization strategy?
Well, essentially right now, we have three main ways to monetize. The first would be to charge our users that want to run the contest. They have a subscription model, and the subscription model basically is tiered out. So the more contests they run, the higher the subscription plan would be. Once the advertisers are in our contests and they're actually promoting their brands through hosting various contests and viral campaigns, within the contest descriptions are CPM and banner display opportunities. So we'd have CPM opportunities there. And the second, within that content subscription, is a pay-per-click. So they can drive it to a store or a product or any type of landing page, and we would monetize that way. So those are our three streams of revenue right now.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much. So any unanswered questions will be answered later. Appreciate your presentation today.
Great, thanks, Donna.
Thank you. We've got our feedback form and our poll.
Poll is up. The feedback form is in the chat, and we do have just some details on our upcoming events on the screen now. But without further ado, as soon as you guys are done this little poll here, we'll have our last presentation of the day. Douglas Hines, president of Perfect Coaches, coming to us out of DC. So Doug, let us know when you're with us.
So I'm Douglas Hines. I've spent most of my career in the people transforming business. I was a professor at the University of Maryland. I led a major educational technology program there. I was a partner at KPMG, and we did several large system implementations there. The challenge in all these situations is to change what people actually do, and that's our value proposition. We change behavior. So the social psychologist, I know that's a pretty big claim. So we began by getting our patent and building the technology. Now we are building the brand, and we're seeking investor help to do that, and $2 million is our ask. So we all know the story of Uber, was just alluded to earlier. An app can transform its market if it provides users with what they want for less. In the case of Uber, it's a hassle-free ride that's inexpensive and arrives when we expect it to arrive. Corporations are spending millions of dollars every year on training when what they actually want to buy in many cases is behavior change. Training is expensive, it is time consuming, and it doesn't always work. Like Uber, we deliver better results. In our case, it's behavior change at a lower cost. Users begin by taking a self-awareness snapshot, and then they work with a virtual coach. Inside of the conversation with the virtual coach, our artificial intelligence makes them mindful of the things that drive their behavior and helps them change it. When a user feels they've mastered a new skill, they say, got it, there's a small congratulations, their skill set resume is updated. We also have a point system to provide additional motivation. Users can share success on social media. Our seamless reach into social media is going to be an important part of our marketing strategy going forward. We have demonstrated results with paying customers. The app works. Now, here's an important set of messages for potential investors. We're not asking you to pay for an expensive technology build. The technology is built. We're not asking you to bet that we will get our trademarks or copyrights and patents. We already have the patent. Not really a fun thing to do. It's time consuming, expensive, and only about half of the people who apply for a patent receive theirs. Investors don't have to bet that the technology will work. It already works. We're offering investors an opportunity to join us in exponential growth into a huge market. A proof point for how well this technology works is our capacity to address the challenge of reopening the economy more safely. We say that social distancing is like defensive driving. You have to be constantly mindful of your safety, even when others are not. And a 24/7 virtual coach powered by artificial intelligence is an important asset in that effort. We use videos to tell our story. The 5-minute getting started video is a demo of the app, and it will answer most questions you would have about how the app actually works. Our 1-minute video on our artificial intelligence is also of value, even if you're not necessarily interested in this particular investment. So to sum up, we can capture a significant share of a $340 billion market, and we are poised to start now. So thanks for your time, and I'm ready to take questions.
All right, perfect. Thank you
There
so
we
much.
go.
All right, great. And the first question is, how is COVID affecting your business?
Well, tactically, it had a somewhat negative impact because we had planned a major national tour to promote my book and the artificial intelligence that's now present in the app. So we've had to postpone that. But the opportunity that's been presented, which I just talked about, is that we can actually contribute to the challenge of returning to business. Our app works. My team has used it as a COVID prevention device. And so we're actually working with the state of Maryland, the state of Florida. It's been slow sledding getting the right people to see if they're interested in providing this to their citizens. We're also working with a couple major companies. We have a certification program that it's called a COVID awareness certificate. And you take a class, and then there's a 30-day, basically use a virtual coach for 30 days to make sure you understand how to avoid this terrible disease.
All right, great. Thank you. And what do you expect your revenues to be by the end of 2020?
Well, by the end of 2020, we are hoping to have about a $250,000 revenue from Perfect Coaches. That's our expectation.
All right, fantastic. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for your time today and for presenting, Doug. All right, and you can stop sharing your screen now. I would like to remind everyone that we do have a poll and a link to our feedback form, as well as the upcoming events on the screen. And I'll go ahead and I will hand it back off to Emma for closing, but I appreciate everyone for being here today.
All right, a big thank you to Donna, my whole team in the back, and all of our presenters, and especially our investors for attending today. We hope you guys appreciated all the pitches we have. Make sure to throw in your feedback in that feedback form for anything we can improve on today. And I know our all of our presenters will appreciate that as well. So thank you very much. For any of these events that you see up on the screen now, if you want any more information, feel free to reach out to that events at KiwiTech.com. Thank you.